how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
Please welcome Mark and Thomas Billington. They're known as the Dynamic Duo. Thank you.
Well, British wrestling legends abound. Marty Jones here on Loaded has just introduced the nephews of the Dynamite Kid, Tom Billington. This is Mark and Thomas Billington making their third appearance here on Loaded. And what a news story we just heard a moment ago, that 2 weeks from now, two men who these two youngsters have had problems with, the SCC, will be back here against another two British wrestling legends from a different era, Johnny Storm and Jody Fleisch.
Wow, it's all happening here in Defiant Wrestling, keeping the traditions of British pro wrestling alive and securing its future, and you see that inside the ring. But here come another few gentlemen we're well acquainted with, Bradshaw. Well, you anyway.
Well, Fleisch and Storm have been around the block in British wrestling. These two haven't been around quite as long, but they've been around well over a decade. Very successful in the British tag team scene have been Danny Hope and Joey Hayes.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall, and it has a 20-minute time limit. Introducing now the opponents. Total combined weight 411 pounds. This is the team of Hot Stuff, Joey Hayes, Delicious Danny Hope. They are collectively known as the Models.
Yeah, the Models had their own problems with SCC, losing to that team of Kelly Six and Ashley Dunn a few weeks ago. The same obviously true of the Billingtons as well, in controversial circumstances it has to be said. So both of these two teams are very different points in their careers, but both with a point to prove.
Well, look at this. Straight away, Danny Hope almost getting right up in the face of the legendary, iconic Marty Jones. I wonder what Marty Jones makes of these two.
Judging by the expression on his face, I have some idea.
Well, listen, when that bell rings, you can forget all the theatrics. It's the physicals that count. And look at the nonchalant faces of young Thomas and Mark Billington. They're not even selling what's happening behind, in front, or around them. They just want to get on with this match and take the next step in their pro wrestling journey.
Yeah, the Billingtons in no way overawed by their much more experienced opponents. They are from right near here in Manchester. The Billingtons, this is their first time ever competing in this great wrestling city.
Look at the abs, the midsection of Thomas Billington. You know, I used to look like that when I was a teenager.
What happened?
That's not very nice. If you must know it, I found dominoes and it snowballed from there.
There's an early tie-up between young Thomas Billington and Joey Hayes.
There's an intensity to this young man that, well, I was going to say you can't teach. Marty Jones obviously has taught it to young Thomas Billington, but I think he had an inkling of it to begin with.
Yeah, it's a great question how much of this talent that we've seen already in this young career of the Billingtons is from genetics, how much of it is taught. There's certainly elements of both there. Clearly from very good stock as the nephews of one of the all-time British greats.
Can you imagine being between 15 and 17 years old and you're already this good? You're already experiencing what British wrestling has to offer. Right at the beginning of their journey, as we say, but it's bound to be a long and fruitful one.
Tagged by both sides. Mark Billington in there now with Danny Hope.
Danny Hope's seen a thing or two. Nothing's going to shock him in this match.
One thing that Billingtons are going to have to learned very early on in their careers here is that wrestling, for all the wonderful things about the wrestling industry, it does have its fair share of prima donnas, and they found themselves against two such people right now.
And what do you think the South Coast Connection, Ashley Dunn and Kelly Six, are doing right now? Chilling with Will Ospreay, or do you think they're relaxing in the back with a protein shake, taking in this match?
Probably asking Ospreay for money.
Oh, come on now.
Billington manages to find a way to reverse the wrist lock, and that is the influence, of course, of Marty Jones, who has been training these two youngsters at his nearby training school, which has been churning out talent for the past few years now.
If these two are anything to go by, it's a very successful place, I'll tell you that for free.
Hoping for the monkey flip. Billington lands on his feet. Cat-like agility from young Mark Billington.
Turn around, Danny Hope. Or maybe don't turn around. You won't like what's waiting on you.
Chops the Danny Hope, and Billington, both of those feet going right into the chest, into the heart of Danny Hope. Hope moves out of the way, and a little bit of inexperience kicking in there. The forehead of Billington goes face first into the turnbuckle, and Hope trying to follow up by rubbing that forehead right into the canvas.
Well, you said the word, Bradshaw, experience, and I believe this is where experience takes over. You might see the models start to cut that ring in half, and that spells disaster for young Mark Billington. If he can't get to his partner Thomas, that might be all she wrote.
Well, Hope just sent Billington's head so hard into Joey Hayes' boot that looks like Hayes hurt his foot. That's how hard these two hit. And that's what has taken them to Tag Team Championship gold in so many promotions all across the UK.
It's easy to forget that. It really is. These guys, Hayes and Hope, they've been around for so long. Hey, they were around UK wrestling when it was on a bit of a downward slide, a bit of a downward turn, and they, along with many others, have resurrected the industry in this country. They're not about to let two young hopefuls like the Billingtons come in and sweep all that glory for themselves.
Bit of showboat in there from the models, but that is interesting when you look at how experienced the models are, and just seeing the Billingtons here hanging with them, move for move. You forget, again, that one of these guys is 15, the other's 17. They're both in their second match ever as a tag team.
Mind-blowing, it really is.
But you are also starting to see now that experience advantage take hold for the models as Hayes tries for a pin. They've cut the ring in half and quick fire tags. We've seen a couple of quick tags. We're going to see another one here, I think.
You hear Marty Jones shouting, "Come on, Mark." He realizes that his man is in peril here because young Thomas Billington, helpless on the ring apron, powerless to do anything.
Yeah, Mark Billington's been in there a long time now, needs to make a tag as soon as possible, but Hope and Hayes, because of that experience, are doing everything possible to deny him that opportunity to get over to his own corner.
And here we go on the second turnbuckle. There's the little shimmy, the little hip shake.
Thankfully, it cost him.
Didn't pay dividends, that's for sure. And now look at this, turnabout's fair play.
Mark Billington head to the top, and that might have been a mistake for Billington because, as we said, he needed the tag. The tag, I think, should have been the priority, but having said that, maybe I'm wrong because Billington, off the top, turnbuckle missile dropkick from Mark Billington, and both men are down. This is the opportunity that Billington needed.
Yes, and yes. It is absolutely imperative that Mark gets to Thomas, gets the fresh man in this match. But similarly, Danny Hope doing everything he can, or rather Joey Hayes doing everything he can to get involved in this match and get Danny Hope to his corner. Look at that.
Billington up and he easily made the tag. Here comes Thomas in there against Joey Hayes. Drop kick, kick up. Now Hayes sent to the big clothesline from Billington. The snap suplex from Thomas.
Where have we seen that one before? Picture perfect.
It was like being in a time machine sometimes watching this young man. Snap suplex after snap suplex. Absolutely punishing a team with well over a decade more experience than him.
And single-handedly as well. Now turfs Joey Hayes outside the ring. Look at all this excitement. It's even got Marty Jones out his chair.
Pent up frustration from Thomas Billington that he was left on the apron for so long. Once he got in there, exploding like a house of fire. But now it's Mark Billington up on the top turnbuckle.
Yes, they are. But it's important now, there we go. The dynamic duo getting Joey Hayes back inside the ring. That's the place to finish this and win this match.
Looking for the double team. Hayes into the double clothesline. Sends Joey Hayes down. His head bounced off the canvas as well. Hayes may have been stunned, and Hope knew, I think, that he had to break up the pin.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Now it's all breaking down. Mark Billington. Oh!
That was with some force, with some emphasis from Danny Hope.
Oh, this isn't good for Thomas Billington, though. Hope back inside the ring.
And it looks like they are going to try and finish. Oh, what insult to injury.
Wow.
The heart attack. The heart attack.
Wait a minute.
No, come on. Danny Hope is going to finish a Billington with the sharpshooter, of all things. Look at Hope. Hope is taunting Marty Jones. Marty Jones himself, an expert in the sharpshooter. Hope is screaming abuse at a British wrestling legend as Thomas Billington tries to inch his way to the bottom rope, and he makes it.
I cannot believe that Thomas Billington had the intestinal fortitude to hang on for that long in such an excruciating hold. And I don't think Danny Hope can quite believe it either.
What I can't believe is the attitude that Hope is showing here towards Marty Jones.
Marty Jones getting a little bit fired up here as well. He might, oh, don't tell me.
I'm not sure Danny Hope really knows what he's just done. It looks like Jones is going to try and get in, and I'm not sure this is a good idea for Jones either. Jones is a legend, but
Marty Jones has had how many knee surgeries now? Oh, wait a minute!
Jones!
His hands are in good working order, though.
Oh, Thomas Billington! Look at Billington! Pile driver! What a pile driver from Thomas Billington! What's he? Oh, don't tell me! Don't tell me!
Third floor!
The flying hammer from the nephew of the Dynamite Kid! Cover from Thomas Billington! First win!
The winners of the match, the team of Thomas and Mark Billington, the Dynamic Duo!
Write this day in your history books. It is the first victory in what could well be two historic careers for Mark and Thomas Billington.
The Dynamic Duo with their very first victory here in Defiant Wrestling, accompanied by the great Marty Jones. And hey, that legend had a bit of a say in things, didn't he? Popping Danny Hope right in the jaw.
Well, Hope asked for it. Hope asked for it. The Billingtons with a historic win to finish up this week's Loaded.